We know now that in the early years of the 21st century, this world was being watched closely by intelligences greater than man's, and yet as mortal as his own. We know that as human beings busied themselves about their various arguments, they were scrutinized and studied, perhaps almost as narrowly as a man with an iPhone might scrutinize the app formerly known as Twitter. Man with infinite complacence went, going to and fro over the earth about their little affairs, serene in the assurance of their dominion over their opinions and political stance which by chance or design they had found in a bubble. Yet across an immense ethereal gulf, intellects vast, cool, and with poor music taste, regarded this earth with envious eyes, and slowly but surely drew their plans against us. In the 23rd year of the 21st century came the Great Confusion. It was near the end of October. Business was business. The war scare was never ending, let's be honest. More men wore hookahs to work. Sales of electric cars were picking up. On this particular evening, October 30th, the Crosley service estimated that 32 million people were listening in on their phones.
Thank you, Candace, for that weather report. I cannot believe that fall is taking this long to hit us.
You got that right, Carl. We've had one of the longest summers on record. And frankly, I'm sick of it.
You're gonna have to suck it up for a little while longer, though, and so will all of us. We do have some intriguing news for you all now. Researchers at NASA have discovered strange structures on the surface of Mars. Scientists are guessing that they could be indicators of some long-extinct life on the Martian surface. The age or function of the structures is currently unknown, but NASA sources say that this will be the new priority for future research on the Martian surface.
You can't tell me that we're still wasting money trying to explore that barren rock?
Mac, we need to keep exploring the world around us. It's in our nature.
I understand that, but it's astronomically expensive to keep shooting hunks of metal at Mars and hoping for something to come of it. We could use that money for problems here on Earth that we still aren't coping with.
But you have to admit, though, that there is something fascinating out there. We can't be alone in this galaxy.
And what? You expect NASA to find Luke Skywalker floating around?
No, but there's gotta be something. And you can't say that all the money is wasted. We got Velcro from trying to get to the moon, after all. Our current technological advances have pushed humanity forward because we have a drive to explore space.
I'll have to give you that. Velcro. Thanks everyone for tuning into our little show here at 101.5 WNJX. Up next we have some new music for you all. Have a great night, and see you tomorrow.
Sitting at a red light and some jerk decides to randomly give me the finger. I've never seen this guy in my life. Man, humans freaking suck and our stench really lingers. What can I do? What can I say? Nothing seems to go my way. I've gotta find a better place. Another ball of gas is calling my name. I know it's kind of drastic, but I've got plans to make a big move. You wanna know just where to? Well, let me tell you now. Elon sent me to Mars, 'cause life is just too bizarre for me on Earth. So let's be up to the stars.
We interrupt this scheduled broadcast with breaking news that you may find interesting this evening.
At 4:40 this evening, researcher Nicholas Borchov at the Mount Jennings Observatory in Chicago claims to have seen an explosion on the surface of Mars. We have him on the phone right now. Nicholas, tell us what happened.
Hello. Earlier this evening, I witnessed a large, bright flash on the surface of Mars near the recently discovered structures. The light is consistent with hydrogen explosions, indicating some kind of a hydrogen store has detonated. We believe it may be some sort of underground volcano of sorts.
Now, Nicholas, do we know what caused the explosions?
Oh, we have no reason to believe that it was anything other than a natural phenomena. It could have been some kind of Mars quake that ignited the blast.
Are you sure it wasn't aliens?
No, of course not. This is simply a curiosity for the sciences to explore.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Borchov, for coming onto the show.
Thank you.
That's that. Weird things happening on Mars. We're going to get back on track with our music for the evening.
We interrupt your scheduled broadcast with breaking news. About 5 minutes ago, a large metal object fell out of the sky and landed in the middle of the Interstate 1, going north, out of Trenton, New Jersey. Our traffic reporter Faith is on the scene.
Thank you, Mac. At 4:57 p.m., a huge metal cylinder came crashing out of the sky into Interstate 1 near Trenton. We have left the news van in the Chick-fil-A parking lot with a growing crowd of onlookers. The unidentified falling object has carved out a 10-foot deep trench in the road for about 100 feet. Police have cordoned off the area, and road crews are attempting to figure out how to remove the perfectly smooth metal cylinder from its hole. Now, I can't see any real damage to the object. There isn't any crumpling or shrapnel anywhere near where it fell.
Faith, what is that awful music that we're hearing in the background?
What the? It appears that the strange object has started to play, country music. Police and road workers are standing there looking at the object now. I don't think they know any more than we do at this point.
Of all the music that is strange, unknown, probably extraterrestrial object could play after it hurls itself into our highways, it had to choose objectively the worst music known to man.
Music seems to have annoyed the foreman, who has clambered into a crane truck and is moving the arm over to the object. The crowd of people in the Chick-fil-A parking lot are starting to divide into two groups, Mac. It seems that those who appreciate the country music are separating themselves from the rest of the crowd. The police are moving over to try and control the growing mobs of country music haters and lovers. The road crew has secured the crane to the object and looks like they are ready to try and pull it out.
Faith. Turn around.
Oh no. The top of the cylinder has opened up. Multiple, blades have opened up and fold back over the body of the cylinder. Some kind of yellow fog or gas is pouring out of the opening. The road workers are coughing. Fall over. The gas seems to be making it difficult to breathe. The crowd in the Chick-fil-A parking lot are running as fast as they can to get away from wherever this thing is. There's something wriggling out of the thing in the road. Some kind of sleek dome on these spindly legs. It has to be 50 feet tall. There's another one and another. Oh my God!
Faith, can you hear us?
This is bad. This is really, really bad. Who knows what effects the gas could have on our environment?
The environment? The environment? We're being invaded by aliens with deadly gas and 50-foot monsters blaring country music. And you're all worried about the environment.
You have to consider all of the consequences, Carl. This could cause irrevocable damage to New Jersey.
Our coworkers are dead, Mac. They're dead.
I know, Carl. These aliens shot themselves from their planet, smashed into our highways, declared war with their country music, and are conducting biological warfare.
Oh God, this is the worst disaster that humanity has ever faced.
Agreed. Country music should never be played this loudly.
Hey, you two, shut up. Okay, people are in danger. Get back to the news.
Sorry for the outburst. As I imagine it is for everyone, this is a high-stress time.
Reports are coming in from the Department of Defense and Homeland Security that other similar objects have been located throughout the East Coast and the Midwest. Government officials are instructing everyone to stay as far away from these beings as possible, to take shelter in safe places, and to wait for the military to handle the situation. The National Guard has been mustered and is tackling the situation. If at all possible, go to Canada. Those people are so nice that the aliens may leave them alone.
We now go to Jan, our eyes in the sky on the ongoing alien invasion.
Why can't I have the job inside the safe building? The gargantuan aliens have begun to move towards Trenton, leaving deadly trails of their acrid yellow smoke everywhere. They must be making it on purpose for how much of it there is. The bodies of the escaping victims litter the ground. The aliens have not destroyed any buildings. Their 3 legs sweep the ground in an unnerving manner. One of them is stopping. It seems to be looking at a power station. Is it starting to glow? Okay, the alien has some kind of laser disc attached to its face. Of course they do. Oh my, the alien shot the power station, and now all of Trenton has gone dark. I can hear the screaming of the doomed city as they watch their executioners approach.
Hey, Jan! They're looking at us!
What are we to do?
Jan!
As the sound of the drum calls for my life, I turn my head where the sun is about to set.
Jan!
There is no inn on the way to the underworld.
Jan!
At whose house shall I sleep tonight?
Go back to music. Now. Attention, ladies and gentlemen. The President of the United States of America will now address you. Again, the President of the United States of America will address you now. My fellow Americans, today we find ourselves at a crossroads of history. We stand united against an adversary that hails from the depths of the cosmos, an enemy that seeks to test our mettle and challenge our very existence. This is a moment that will define us, a test of our resolve, our courage, and our unwavering belief in the American spirit. In times like these, we are forced to reflect on the trials we have faced before. The crucible of the Revolutionary War forged this nation, and in the very crucible of adversity, we have always risen stronger. From these embers of the Civil War to the fire of the global conflict, we have emerged as a beacon of hope, a testament to the human spirit. Today, our response is swift and decisive. Our armed forces, the finest people this world has ever known, are prepared to meet this extraterrestrial threat head-on. They are not just defending our soil, they are defending our very way of life, the freedoms that we hold dear. Yet it is not just the might of our military that will carry us through. It is our patriotism, the indomitable love for our country that has always been our guiding star. It is this knowledge that in our darkest hours, we have stood together as one people bound by a common purpose. We are not bystanders, we are the guardians of our future. We are the embodiment of hope, the stewards of a legacy that stretches back to our nation's founding. In our pursuit of victory, we will harness the full force of our technological prowess, our strategic brilliance, and our unyielding determination. We will adapt. We will innovate. We will outsmart an enemy that underestimates the strength of our collective will. Let us be under no illusion the path ahead will be fraught with challenges. There will be sacrifices. There will be moments of doubt. But let me assure you, my fellow Americans, that we will prevail, for we are not just defending our nation, we are defending the very idea of freedom itself. And when the dust settles, and when the smoke clears, we will emerge victorious, stronger than ever before. This will be a testament to the resilience of the American people, a reminder that in the face of any challenge, we will always stand tall. God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the United States of America. Together, we shall overcome.
What you just heard was the President of the United States addressing us about the ongoing invasion. As if we didn't already know that we're hosed.
We here at WNJX are committed to keeping you up to date on the important parts of the invasion. For advice on how to build an impromptu shelter, tune into 88.7 FM for a repeating, step-by-step guide on how to construct a lean-to. For information on how to be accepted by the aliens in the hopes of becoming a pet, tune in to 90.7, where Gary has been raving for the last 90 minutes.
Joining us now via telephone is a trusted friend of the world and our well-informed confidant. You may know him from his very informative internet show News Wars. Thanks for coming on, Arnold.
Thank you for having me on today. It has been my mission for longer than you have been alive to ensure that the American people are properly informed and not sucking in the lies that the government has been spewing for decades.
Now, Arnold, the president just finished telling everyone that America has been invaded by aliens, and we're currently mounting a military offensive against the invaders. What's your take on all this?
Now, Mac, I mean no offense, but you sheeple need to stop believing everything you hear over the cancer-causing airwaves.
Excuse me?
This is clearly a clever ploy by the Russians to destabilize the American people, and it is clearly working if we have so many people believing that there are aliens, or that this obvious deepfake of the president is even being taken seriously at all. It just goes to show you the news agencies are being paid off to lie to the people.
So you're saying that the aliens aren't real? What about NASA reports, or our own reporters from the field that have seen these aliens with their own eyes?
It's all an elaborate ploy. See? The Russians create some kind of neuroagent to mess with the minds of the people when everyone is tripping on this new hyper LSD that they unveil. They've been infiltrating the government and news for years, planting their evil messages and corrupting everyone with a voice. Do you deny that you have been paid off in Bitcoin by the Russians to spew these lies of alien invaders to the people?
Bitcoin? Russia? You are crazy, Arnold.
You can't discount me just like that. It's obvious to anyone that you've sold out.
Sold out? You Weasley prick. Next thing you're gonna say is that there isn't a complete blackout in Trenton.
Oh, I'm not denying that Trenton has no power.
Good.
I'm just pointing out that it's all part of a larger ruse of an alien invasion. Some guy on the Russian payroll can just flip a switch and suddenly, oh no, aliens have cut our power. It's not an alien invasion, it's an outright attack on the American way of life executed by our very own government. We have to band together. You have to see past the blinders they've been feeding you. You have to fight through the drugs they've been putting in your water supply for decades. You have to see that the real alien invasion is the one coming across our southern border in buses.
As witnesses tell us of the now lifeless invaders, it becomes painfully clear that they were ill-prepared for the harsh environment of our planet. The toxins that saturate our atmosphere, a result of years of environmental neglect, proved to be a fatal obstacle for these extraterrestrial invaders. The scenes that now unfold along the eastern seaboard are a stark reminder of the cost of our own inaction. Entire cityscapes lie desolate. Their once vibrant streets now silent. The devastation is staggering, a testament to the ferocity of the conflict that raged across these once thriving urban centers. As we survey the scars left by this otherworldly encounter, we are left with the sobering realization. The Earth we call home is both our sanctuary and our greatest weapon. It is a reminder that in the face of existential threats, our greatest strength lies not in the destructive potential of our arsenals, but in the power of collective action to protect and preserve our world. In the days ahead, we must turn our attention to the monumental task of rebuilding. It is a challenge that will require the best of our ingenuity, our resources, and our shared determination. It is a challenge that will demand that we confront the environmental issues that have saved us this time, but will eventually be our downfall. As the sun sets on this fateful chapter, let us remember the lessons it imparts. Let us honor the memory of those who stood against the tide, whether terrestrial or extraterrestrial, in defense of the world we cherish. This is NPR signing off. We will rebuild and we will emerge stronger than ever before. Good night, America.
This is Trent Williams, ladies and gentlemen, stepping out of character to assure you that the War of the Worlds updated for 2023 has not actually happened. This is simply our way of sitting down and complaining about the current state of American news and personality-based information dissemination. We have annihilated the world before your very ears and utterly destroyed the purveyors of this waste of time. You will be relieved, I hope, to learn that we didn't mean it and that the institutions are still standing for better or worse. So goodbye, everyone, and remember the terrible lesson you've learned tonight.